Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a city where an ancient army of 8,000 terracotta soldiers guards the secrets of an empire, just miles from factories that are building the future of aerospace. Let's find out how Xi'an bridges millennia. So that's the big question, right? How does a city that was once the largest in the world over 1,000 years ago completely reinvent itself? Let's break down how Xi'an so masterfully balances its profound past with a really ambitious future. Okay, so the story really starts with its name. Historically, it was known as Chang'an, that's Chang'an or Chang'an, and it means perpetual peace. But its modern name, Xi'an or Xi'an, translates to Western peace, which gives you a huge clue about its strategic role in the nation. And don't let that name fool you. Peaceful does not mean quiet. Today, Xi'an is this huge, bustling metropolis. We're talking over 13 million people here. It's actually the most populous city in all of northwestern China, and a massive economic engine that's really driving the entire region forward. Think about this for a second. For more than 1,000 years, this city was basically the center of the Chinese universe. I mean, it served as the capital for 13 different dynasties, some of the most influential and powerful in history. That's why it's known as one of the four great ancient capitals of China. And this timeline, wow, it just shows you this incredible, continuous legacy of power. It all kicked off more than 3,000 years ago with the Western Zhou dynasty. Then, a bit later, it was from right here that the Qin dynasty first unified China. Jump forward to the Tang dynasty's golden age, and Chang'an becomes the biggest city on the entire planet. And those amazing city walls you can still see today? Yeah, they were built by the Ming dynasty and still define the heart of the city. All right, so where does Xi'an's global importance really come from? Well, it all goes back to its spot as the starting point for probably the most famous trade route in all of history. Yep, the Silk Road. And this is what's so fascinating. Xi'an is basically reclaiming that ancient role right now. So picture this. The old camel caravans carrying silk and spices, they've been replaced by high-speed trains and cargo planes. As a huge part of the modern Belt and Road Initiative, the city is once again this critical logistics hub, connecting China all the way to Central Asia and Europe. You know, in Xi'an, the imperial past isn't something that's just locked away behind glass in a museum. No way. It is an integral, living, breathing part of the city. You feel it everywhere, and that's a huge reason why millions of visitors from all over the world flock here every single year. And of course, you can't talk about Xi'an without talking about its most famous site, the Terracotta Army. I mean, can you imagine an entire underground army just waiting? It was discovered by a local farmer back in 1974, and it's easily one of the most important archaeological finds of the 20th century, period. And here's the mind-blowing part. Every single one of those 8,000-plus soldiers is unique. They have different faces, different hairstyles, different armor. It's just this silent, incredibly powerful testament to the sheer organizational power and the amazing artistry of the Qin dynasty, all of it built just to protect their emperor in the afterlife. Okay, and this right here is where the past and present just perfectly blend together. You're looking at the massive Ming Dynasty wall. Back in the day, it was a serious military defense. Now, it's basically a beloved city park. You can actually go up there, rent a bike, and cycle the entire 13.7-kilometer loop right on top of it. And the views you get of both the old and the new city, they're just incredible. All right, so let's shift gears now. Let's jump to the present day and see how this historical powerhouse has completely transformed itself into a modern engine for technology and national development. Look, tourism is obviously a huge deal for its economy, but Xi'an's modern identity, that's really being forged in tech. The city is a national leader in high-tech industries. We're talking everything from aerospace to advanced manufacturing, and all of that creates this really powerful, diversified economic base. And this is a really, really crucial point about its role today. Xi'an has been officially designated a national central city. Now, that's not just some fancy title. It means that the central government has basically tasked it with leading the economic growth and innovation for all of Western China. So it's a major player in the country's national strategy. And you can see this national ambition literally taking shape in its infrastructure. Just look at the airport. Its traffic just exploded. It jumped over 300% in just 12 years. It's already packed, which is exactly why there's a massive new terminal being built right now, all to solidify its role as a key connection point to the rest of the world. So, after this whole journey through Xi'an's incredible past and its super dynamic present, what's the big takeaway? It really comes down to this unique synthesis. See, the city isn't choosing between its past and its future. It's actually using both. It honors its absolutely unparalleled history, while at the same time aggressively building a future that's all about high-tech innovation and global connection. And that leaves us with this central, really fascinating question, doesn't it? As Xi'an rockets into the future, how does a city like this preserve its soul? Seriously, how do you balance that kind of preservation and progress on such a massive scale? And honestly, that balancing act is exactly what makes Xi'an one of the most compelling and important cities to watch in the world today.